What's up, nieces and nephews? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to do a lot of maintenance on this video. I feel like I've done that the last couple of videos, which is fine. I know a lot of you guys like that anyway. I pointed out before, the left turn signal doesn't do anything. It doesn't light the turn signals. It doesn't light the dash. Right turn signal works just fine. So we're going to get in there and troubleshoot. I did buy a new switch. I guess technically, I did buy the PDF version of the service manual. I could go in there and dig and find out where I should be checking continuity, which would be the smartest thing to do. But if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I don't always do the smartest thing. So instead, I'm gonna get there and look at it, and I might jerry-rig that switch up and see if that fixes it, and then I'll know for sure. But what do you take a look at? Look at this Harley Davidson stable, baby. Would you look at that? I'm impressed. I love it. Hey, I heard from a few of you that you did not like the smooch thing, but I put a poll on Instagram and the smooch thing won. So you guys better get over there and let me know how you really feel. So without further ado, we're gonna get into this switch housing and see what we can figure out. So we'll see you in a minute. All right, they say every maintenance task starts, step one is a cold beer. So, and by they, I mean me. All right. My friend also sent some grips that we may change out while I'm in here. We're going to open this clamshell up. Harley made this where you got T25s, I think it's 25, T25s holding the switch housing together, and then you got T27s up here on this clutch lever on. Makes it a lot easier, I think. Alright, I got worried that one wasn't going to come out. Might be smart to replace that screw, but like I said, you know me, I'm not the smartest one out there. Oh, it's got a clutch switch. See, I didn't know these had clutch switches until right now. I don't know if you can see in here or not, but the wire bundle is all being held in there by a zip tie, and I can see the orange and the white wire inside of there, and that all runs in there together. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure this out. I don't know how it works. All the other switches work, so it's just this one that doesn't. I don't know how it goes, but we're gonna figure it out, right? All right, see, one of the other things that I was worried about on this is that I noticed, at least on the left side, that when they put the bars on and they put this switch housing back together, they really had this pinched in here. I don't know if there are wires inside of there or not. We're gonna risk it. But so if I turn this on, I've got high beam, low beam, I've got horn, so all that works. God, I just really hate to. Man, I don't even know how to get this. I don't even know how to get that off. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to look in the manual like a responsible person. Like one. I'm not a responsible person. Oh, you know what I could do as a shortcut? I could look at the switch, the new switch, to see how that mounts in there. That'll really let me know. Let's do that instead. All right, so I can see inside the switch here. That whole thing is an assembly. It's not just one piece. Bad thing is that it looks like it goes pretty far down in there. I don't know how much of that tubing that I want to cut, or if I want to cut any of it, because if I cut that tubing that runs down the length of the handlebars, I'm gonna have to put something back on there, heat shrink or something. That might be what we just end up having to do. So, we'll figure it out. All right, so I did learn that this whole thing is gonna have to come out, which that's fine, but I think what I'm gonna do, this is very ballsy. This is very, very, very ballsy. We're gonna snip this white and this orange. Yeah, why not, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strip these at the ends, and then I'm going to temporarily put the new one, just kind of twist them on there, and then see if the switch does anything. And then I'll know for sure. I mean, by this point, I might as well just change the switch. The new switch comes with a mile of wire, so the bad thing about that is that, is this separate from the rest of the wire bundle all the way through? I mean, I guess really you can only find out if you take it apart all the way through. Twist this together. You know what I'm going to do to make sure that I don't really mess with things? I'm going to put this little tubing on to kind of keep it from touching the other one. All right, and then we'll turn this one on, or put this one on. This white one here. Okay, kind of what I suspected, right? It's on. The right turn signal still comes on. And, yeah. And these are wired correctly. I mean, they're not finished, but they're wired correctly. And this is an operating switch. It doesn't do anything. So we've got problems elsewhere. I think my next step, well, I think it's too late now for this. I think I have to pretty much change the switch now that I've done that, but at least I know it's not the switch. I'm going to end up changing this whole tubing out. I know it. I'm going to open the headlight housing where all those wires run into and see if I can find the connector where those wires go in, and see, you know, what is breaking continuity. Is it orange? Is it white? Or just see if something's disconnected. I really don't want to strip all of that casing off the wires. If it's something as simple as, hey, it just came out of the, what do you call it, pin connector. Stupid. Anyway, let's check that out first. Okay, this is going to be a weird angle for all of us. So, a buddy of mine said check the loop on the turn signal, because he said the left turn signal had a broken wire before the turn signal stopped working. So, these wires weren't in the best shape. So what I did was I stripped it there, and then I ran some wires down here, blues on purple, blacks on black, just to see if that helped. And I'll show you. And that didn't really do anything. So again, I've got this wired up here, turn signal switch, nothing. So, and just for clarity, the pin connectors are not in the headlight housing like I thought. They're actually under the tank here somewhere. So, we got some work ahead of us, boys. I'm actually going to leave all my ghetto wiring connected for right now, while I continue working on this. I may have to remove the fuel tank. I don't really want to do that, man, but I'm pretty sure the connector that has the turn signal stuff is inside of there. I do know there's another panel. This might even be it. I have to be able, I can drop this panel, and there's something back here that the turn signal module is back here somewhere, and I can just kind of see if, you know, those wires are, maybe it's unplugged. I keep looking for these easy solutions, and I think we all know that there's no such thing as an easy solution. But I'm not going to film every little step of the way. I think you guys have figured that out. I started doing that on the turn signal switch, and I quickly realized how much more troubleshooting was going to be involved in this thing. And I mean, we'll get to the root of the problem one way or the other. I might not be able to fix it tonight, but we're going to get this thing fixed, and you guys are going to be here for it. I'm resisting the urge to smooch. I'm resisting it. All right, fam, it is a couple hours later, and I am at a stopping point. So where I figured out that I am is I've got this wiring diagram here. Oh boy. And I need to follow these two wires that I was looking at on the switch earlier. I need to follow them to a connector that's behind here. And I start removing the fuel tank, and I just had to go look up on YouTube. There's a lot of you guys might already know this, but there's a crossover fuel line right here, and I've got a lot of gas in the tank. I need to drain that, and I don't have any 5/16 inner diameter tubing, so I'm going to stop for the night. I'm going to wait until tomorrow. I am off tomorrow, thankfully, and I'll grab some tubing so I can, in a bucket or something, I don't know, gas can, so I can capture that fuel out of both sides on the tank there. All so I can get to a connector on the left side of the backbone there. So great job, engineers. Stellar work, absolutely stellar work. Anyway, I've learned a lot tonight, so what more can you ask for? Well, here we are. So I got on motorcycles out there in the sun, which I'm not a big fan of, but I don't want to leak gas inside. I got my tubing, I picked up, I'm using my Road King as a workbench. Not the best idea. I got these hose pinching pliers. I'll show you what I'm gonna do with those. I mean, a lot of you probably already know what I'm gonna do with those. And I got this little barb. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with that too. Again, some of you guys might already know, but let's get cracking. All right, undoubtedly you can't see anything here, but what I'm gonna do, pull this back up a little bit. No, not good. All right, we're gonna try to pinch this off as much as I can. Might need the bigger one. God dang it. Let's see what that looks like. We got a bad feeling about this, but when do I not? All right, I don't really think you guys can see all that well. What I've got to try to do here is remove this this side of the hose. Somebody's already been in there, because I know by some of the videos that I've watched that Harley puts crimp style clamps on there. Man, this is gonna be a mess, guys. Here comes the gas. No, it's quite messy. I don't know if you guys got that on camera or not, but that crimp didn't do shit, man. I did not have the wherewithal to hit record again because, well, bad news. The crimps, the line pinchers, they don't work for the shit. And that barb is supposed to be 5/16. It's way too small. So, good news. Bad news is they don't work. Good news is I can take them back and get a refund without feeling guilty for it. But there's a tank. Here's the gasoline spot that I left on the driveway. There's the gas can I drained a lot of it into. And then we pulled the motorcycle inside because I really don't want to work on bikes in the sun. Call me a pansy, I don't really care, but here we go. Get a Harley, they said. We love Harley Davidson. I do actually love Harley Davidson, but working on motorcycles is just a thing. If you have a machine that has moving parts in it, so all of them, you're going to be working on them. That's just a thing. So now, what I've done to remove that fuel tank is I've gained access to this. This is exactly what I need. I need this white and purple wire here, which is the same one as this one, and this orange and white wire, which is the same one as this one. So, yeah, let's get troubleshooting, baby. All right, so I had to do a little troubleshooting here on the multimeter. So it's right now it says 0.L, which indicates an open, which is exactly what it should read. If I put them together, you know, I get, you know, very minor, you know, 0.3 ohms. So the orange pin is, as I'm looking at it here, the back right. If I put this one here on the orange pin, okay, then on the orange wire, on resistance, I should get some sort of, point. So there's continuity between the orange here and the orange there. If I do the same thing here on the purple pin, right? Purple pin. Come on, purple pin. To the purple wire, it's an open. So that means somewhere along this path, from here to there, damn thing is. So, I'm going to start peeling back this little piece here. I don't know how I'm going to redo that, but, you know, I'm sure we'll figure it out. All right, well, instead of embarrassing myself on camera, I'm going to figure out a way to get this off of here a little more smoothly, and then, yeah, we'll see you then. All right, well, never mind the blood on this. So I've now got the entire thing out of here, and I can see 2 sets of soldering spots. So we're going to go inside, actually, and we're going to start cutting these back. And I'm probably going to have to cut all of them and resolder all of them, because I need to be able to get heat shrink back on there. Yeah, you know how it is, man. You get it. Oh boy. We're going to figure this out. We're going to make it work. All right, here's my big old mess. It's a lot more comfortable in here than it was outside. So let's check again. We're on resistance. Here, we'll try to bring this down here. Maybe you can see that, maybe you can't. I don't know. We'll put one of these. See, purple and white goes there. And purple and white goes there. Yeah, there's an open. There's absolutely an open. Whereas when I measure the orange and white, again, Yeah, see, I've got some minor resistance. So if you can see that, that tells me that the orange wire is fine, purple wire is not. So let's go to the first known soldered point, which is this one, okay? So let's do the same thing, but let's check on this side. Okay, that's in there now. And I can now check this guy. Okay, well, there's still an open. Got the right wire? Yeah, I got the right wire. Okay, it's not that one. Let's check this one. No wonder. Okay, they've got their pin connect. They got a male and a female pin connector here, which theoretically is fine, right? Theoretically, that's totally fine. Okay, I'm going to shove that in there. There we go. Like, you soldered everything. Why not just solder that too? You know what I mean? Now we've got resistance. There it is. There it is. All right, so here's the problem. So all these are pins. Every single one of these are pins. Well, at least we figured it out. Now to go through these and fix them all. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get rid of these pins. That's going to shorten them a little bit. I don't know if I want to do that or not. So I'm going to brainstorm this, figure out what to do, and then yeah, we'll get back to it. All right, it's been a couple hours since I was in here messing with all this stuff. What I've decided to do was I'm not going to use these connectors at all. If there's a chance of these going bad, which the purple one proved that there is a chance, then I'm going to remove that chance. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to cut these all at right above the existing solders, and I'm actually going to extend these by I don't know, a couple inches just to make sure that I've got enough room. Well, it's going to be about that anyway, you know, by the time I take that out of it. I don't know, I'll probably extend it like 3 inches just to make sure I have enough wire getting through there. Another thing is, yesterday when I cut this wire, or the wire from the switch in there, I didn't give myself enough room, of course I didn't, to be able to splice that back together. I mean, I don't think I have enough room to solder that. I mean, with finding the problem in those little thin connectors, I definitely don't think I need a new switch, but I'm going to have to use it. That's a $65 switch, $70 switch, whatever. I'm going to have to use it just to have enough wire. So I'm not going to bore you with soldering all those individual wires. You guys, I'm pretty sure a lot of you know how to solder already or have seen soldering videos. I'm going to get that done. What I do need to do is get some heat shrink that's going to fit around, you know, this big gob of wires and these two. So, you know, we'll get that shrink wrap, heat shrink, whatever. Yeah. And then I guess I'll see you when I get this stuff back on the back. I still have to fix the turn signal back in the back. So lots of work ahead. We'll see you then. All right, fam, whole new day. And what I've done today's Friday, and it's my day off. I resoldered, let's get it from unstuck there. I resoldered the wires here, and I just plugged it back into this left side harness. One of the things I'm worried about now is that I just finished soldering. I just finished putting the heat shrink all down the wires, and I noticed that the heat gun was pretty hot, and I'm worried that I've melted some of the wires together. What would this video be without some kind of maintenance blunders? Anyway, I'm going to pop the tank back on. Hopefully it's pretty easy, I guess we'll find out. Can't be that hard, right? I mean, look at that. See what happens. All right, before I start trying to button this all down, I just want to make sure the stuff works, man. If I get this thing all the way together and it don't work, then it's just going to be a lot of work taking it back apart again. And I don't want to do that. All right, you guys are about to see. First, I want to make sure I have bright lights still. I do. Horn. There it is. Now blinker. Yeah, baby. All right, we're going to call this a temporary wind, but we are not out of the woods yet. So, in case you didn't see it, well, let me get my switch housing. So I rebuilt this switch housing. I've got my high-low beams. Right? Hell yeah. Horn, I'm not going to do it again because the dog goes crazy. And then left turn signal. Now it's going to hyper flash because we are not out of the woods yet. I've still got to fix this rear turn signal, which should be pretty easy. I should be able to just wire that into the turn signal or the brake light there. think the wires go through there, and then, yeah, all right, I'm happy with that. Well, at least I'm satisfied. Took a little bit of muscle to get this tank pushed back up because of that rubber, this rubber piece right here, which I'm assuming helps with vibration on the tank. So we're gonna get this button back up here. Okay, there's that. All right, this is the back end of that tank, 40 volt. All right, one more thing on this whole fuel tank assembly. I need to push this back up. There we go. There we go. Now it's in there. Huh? How about that? All right, well, this is still leaking. Oh boy. No, this is not good. Maybe it's because it's pressurized. Let me let some of that pressure out. I think they do. Oh boy. All right, well, that's just one more problem I'm going to have to figure out. It's not something I'm going to figure out today. I might call some people and ask for some help because I'm kind of lost. I don't know what to do on that. And as you guys know, these Harley Davidsons are the first ones I've ever had where I've needed to do any wrench work on them. So I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. It feels like the fuel line is connected. The collar pops down. Clearly, it's not creating a good enough seal, but I don't know how to fix it. So, we'll figure it out. We always do. You guys know that I'm new to working on Harleys, but you know who's not new to working on this stuff? That's right, I utilized 1-800 Ask Shelby. We're down here at the Ride Factory. So apparently this is relatively common, and Brian just let me know some little tricks that he uses when he takes the fuel line out and puts it back in, so we'll be utilizing some of those. I called up Shelby the other day when you guys saw on video how the gas was spewing all over my garage. He said, yep, O-ring's out. Knew immediately what it was as soon as I asked him. So he said, you can either bring it down here or buy a fuel tool and do it yourself. I'm like, nope, I'm gonna let you mess with it and pay you guys to do it. So
I've done this once or twice.
yeah, I'll bet he's done this lots of times. That's right. It's good to get down here on my day off and see some friends and give local business some money. You guys know how it is. If you're in the area, come down here, see Shelby, see Brian. They'll get you squared away. Okay, so don't make fun of my coke nails, but if you guys can see this, I don't know if the camera's going to actually zoom out. You see how that O-ring is all chewed up there on the end? That's why we were spewing gas right there. How about that? We just pressure checked it. Everything is good. Take it back home, get that baby on. All right, we're back at the house. I've got the night train ready to be assembled. So this is going to be take 2. Since we already put the tank on a few days ago and noticed the fuel leak, we're going to hope that we got it figured out now. One thing they did tell me to do was to take some sort of lube on this fuel line. They said motor oil or WD-40. Good news, I've got all that stuff. So without further ado, let's get this stuff put back together so we can move on to other projects. You guys are going to see at the same time as me. Okay, everything's on. Perfect. I'm a little concerned that the fuel light isn't on, but looking for gas. Hell yeah, boys. Perfect. The next project to work on is I got to get this fixed here, which these lights run into the back of this, so we're gonna probably gonna have to splice some wires there. And then I didn't record it last night, but I got some new grips for this thing, and I was having a really hard time getting this off. And I had the bike parked up there. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get it off or not, so I didn't bring the camera out here. Sure enough, it came right off. So we're going to change the grips, and yeah, we'll see when we get to one of these things. All right, we're going to do the grips first. I got this style. They're black grips. They're very similar to what is on the Fat Bob. Yeah, we're making it as black as we possibly can on this thing. No safety allowed in here. I'm going to need both T25 and T27 for this one. All right, let's get these apart. These have little notches on them so you can line up inside the housing, which I like this style better because you don't have to worry about adhesives, you know. We'll tighten these all the way up once I get everything like fully on. All right, we're gonna get this thing figured out. I'm gonna get this lined up. I'm starting to get frustrated, so I really don't want to get that on camera, just to make sure everything's going okay. You know what I mean? I need this to turn and that to turn separately. There we go. Never mind. As soon as I said I wasn't gonna put it on camera, there she went, boys. Yeah, there goes the clutch switch. Hell yeah. Okay. All right, now for the other side, because this has a sensitive brake switch, you're supposed to put like a little shim inside of the, like between the brake. I guess I should probably show you, but there's a lot of videos out there on how to do it. I've never done that before. This is old style. It has throttle cables, so we're still going to take this stuff apart, and then yeah, we'll see what happens here. I've never changed, well, no, I'm lying. I've changed grips one time in my life, and it was in 2007. YouTube existed then, but I didn't look up how to do it. I just kind of took shit apart and figured it out. I didn't have a manual or anything. I just kind of did it, you know? You know what? We're going to loosen, not take off, brake clamp. Yeah, I can't, I'm going to have to loosen these up. Son of a bitch. Okay? Well, not afraid of doing a little bit more work. I'm already this far, right? It is 2 3/8. All right, well, I'm going to put this one back in my bag then. Yeah, there's the old grip. All right, so I'm going to put the return cable on first because apparently that just came right out. Uh-oh. Don't drop the ferrule. There it is. Son of a... All right, well, my battery died, so we got abruptly cut off. I've got both grips on now. I think it'll have to wait until I, get everything put back together. Then I can adjust these to make sure they're in the right angle for me. But I really like these grips a lot. I like the all black look. I do have a brake pedal we're going to put on, but I need a cotter pin for back here. So when I slide that pin out, that way we can make sure it's going to be all black, baby. Hell yeah. And last step in this little phase of the night train is I've got to get this turn signal fixed. If you can see here, these are stripped. I'm going to run some shrink tubing on that to cover that up a little bit. And the way this works is it runs through here. This doesn't quite line up with the holes there, so I've got to kind of pull this back, push it through the fender. You can see inside of there, when the wires come through there, oh, it does actually go through something. What does that go through? Yeah, anyway, it hooks to the brake light. So we're going to remove the brake light, try to fix these wires. That should completely wrap up the turn signal circuit. This whole, I've now been in this thing for 8 days, and this whole thing started with, let me see if I can fix this turn signal switch. That's an Uncle Bogator video for you right there, baby. Let's do it. This whole plastic piece here is bolted to the inside of the fender, but the wiring harness plugs into this light somewhere. I want to see if I can make this easy on myself. Opposed to any other time when I make things more difficult than they ever need to be. Oh shit, look at this. Look at this. This is the turn signal. Boy, am I not a lucky duck here. There we go. Alright. That's perfect, man. So I'm gonna fix this, put it on there, run it through. I'll probably bring the wires all the way through here and solder them while they're there, and then just kind of cram this back into there like that. Just to give myself more room to work with. I think it's going to be a shit ton easier than trying to do everything up under the fender. Hell yeah. All right, so I did not take the camera inside, but what I did was I spliced the wires from the end of this turn signal, pushed them through, and I've got a temporary rig on there right now. But you ready for this? You ready for this, boys? Yeah, baby. Hell yeah. I am pleased with that. We got them. Got the turn signals working. So now all I got to do is solder this piece, like the piece that I have coming through here, back to this plug-in. Put this tail out assembly back together. Put the seat back on. Put some gas on it. And then we're going to see on a test ride. I'm not recording any of that because I think you guys get the general idea. And I've got a lot of footage in the garage here anyway. I want to crank out some tunes, bust this stuff out, and then get on the road with it, baby.
Alright, boys, as promised, here we are. I got a little worried because I put gas in at home from the gas can that I drained this into, and I wasn't getting any sort of indication about fuel level. Good news is, on the quarter to half mile on the way here, it looks like it was starting to come alive, the fuel gauge. So we're going to fill this bad boy up. Take it for a little spin. I'm going to stop and get some zip ties somewhere. I don't have any zip ties. I've got to clean this up. Right now, the GoPro is holding it still. Man, I'm excited. I love this motorcycle a lot. Like a whole lot. Like unnaturally a lot. Unhealthy a lot. We're going to, look, I got my hazards. You can see back here. Both of them are on. So that's perfect. You can also see they're on up front. So looks like we may have a successful repair. Let's get on the road. Let's get some footage out there. Oh, I'm excited to ride it. Let's do it. Oh boy, look at this. Look at this line of cars. It's almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh man, a video I put out either last week or the week before, I was talking about this. Almost 4 o'clock, not quite. It's not like your traditional rush hour, but look at this. Feels good to be back on this bike again. When I first started taking this stuff apart, I thought, man, let me fix this switch real quick. I had no idea it was going to be down for 9 whole days. But man, it feels good. I mean, nothing's going to replace the Road King. I keep saying it. Nothing replaces the Road King. But man, it's so nice to have options, sometimes I want to feel this, I don't know, just a flashback. Just a flashback, I guess. I've talked about it before. We're going to hit some of these back roads. Hopefully I get to pick up a little more speed. Not that I'm trying to go too fast. I just want to get out. I want to get into 6th gear, make sure that light still works. Once you have the dash apart, I want to make sure everything works right. You know what I mean?
All right, y'all, that is going to wrap this one up. This was the first time I'd ever done any sort of work. And I know I say wrenching, and I kind of use that word a little loosely. It was mostly electrical, but the first time really working on a Harley Davidson at all. I mean, I've done oil changes, but I've never had tanks apart and, fixed wiring really and all this stuff I was troubleshooting. So, 9 days was frustrating, but like I was telling somebody in my Discord, my patrons get access to my Discord. It's content and it's a hobby. It's something I enjoy doing. I enjoy troubleshooting. So I think this motorcycle is going to make a great motorcycle for someone. Don't forget UncleBogator.com for your chance to win this night train. It's going to be really hard for me to let that thing go, but I've already committed to it. So one of you are going to get that. Click the link down below in the description for your chance to win this night train. So thanks for coming along for this one. We got some more stuff coming up on the night train. Got tires coming up, got detailing coming up, brake pads coming up, all those little things that are going to add up to make this thing as good as possible. So yeah, until next time, we'll see you later.